Hello YouTube, this is Justin Game 44 here, and today we are here to review Charlotte's Web, the 1973 version. So let's begin with this movie. This one pretty much begins with a nice opening with pretty much showing some backgrounds with farms and a small town. It's really nice. Anyway, the movie begins pretty much with a runt pig, Wilbur, that's pretty much going to get killed because he's a runt pig. Fern, who is the dad's little girl, actually begs him not to do it. So he agrees to, but if she takes care of him. She does, and we are for a song which it's kind of Disney-like, but it's okay. We get a few scenes where she shows the pig to her friend Henry, which pretty much his mom tells him to put him down, and the pig actually quickly trash the place. With, I mean, what do you expect? You told him to put it down, because it was filthy. Anyway, it's Wilbert's birthday that he's now 2 years old. I mean, okay, we all thought that, but no, he's not. He's only 2 weeks. So what happens here is that he's pretty much now going to be outside. And now what happens is a storm hits, and he causes some troubles with actually barging in. The dad thinks there's someone robbing, but worth nothing. And he's escorted back out. 6 weeks later, now that he's 6 weeks old, Fern's dad has to be a parent again and tells him it's time to actually for the pig to go, to be sold, so they sell him to Uncle Homer. And well, he meets up geese, which Prince tries to help him talk, and he does. He actually learns how to talk, and his name is Bluebird. That's a nice name for a pig. Okay, but no, seriously, we had another song, I Can Talk. And then next thing you know, he's back being sad after the sheep tells him to shut down. Nonetheless, he's pretty much still missing Fern. He meets Templeton the rat, who pretty much loved eating and everything. It's funny. But still. Anyway, the sheep pretty much tells him why the difference between sheep and pigs. Like, sheep actually help with wool, but with pigs, it's pretty much a matter of time until he gets killed by Uncle Homer, because by the time fall sets in, he's going to be fat and to smoke bacon and ham. Yup, that was going to happen. So, anyway, he takes it really hard, but someone tries to cheer him up and tells him to chin up. And pretty much tells him that he likes him, but he doesn't know who this person is or where. In the morning, we are next song, Chin Up. Firstly, it's my favorite. So, what happens here next is that pretty much we meet Charlotte A. Cavanin. She's the only character that has the first, middle, and last name. So, yeah. Besides all that, they pretty much discuss the ways how to actually talk. And pretty much they make funny tricks like Wilbur trying to make a web his own. Charlotte actually, the voice actor who does her, I heard she was willing to do this without pay, this is a fact. But besides all that, other thing I want to kind of mention about her, she has an animation error where she only has 6 legs. I just want to mention that one while she was trying to make her food web. Well, no, after she was already made, but still. Nonetheless, she is pretty much a nice character. Anyway, nonetheless, they're pretty much trying to find a way to help Wilbur's life. And pretty much Fern comes to visit. So, and pretty much the geese actually has a bunch of goslings. The smallest gosling, and pretty much it's big out here. Big and everything. But he's the smallest one out of them. Which, to be honest, he kind of looks like the biggest, but still. Anyway, Wilbur gets a song, pretty much we get lots in common. Now, I gotta be honest, this song reminds me of from a Family Guy episode when Brian and Stewie were singing while they were on a train. That was kind of actually interesting. But still, nonetheless, after that song airs, pretty much they're trying to find a way to help Wilbur save his life. And pretty much Fern actually knows everything what they're saying, but still. Nonetheless, what happens here is that Charlotte decides to make a web, which this is actually another song I don't like. Charlotte's Web. It sounds Halloweenish. It doesn't really fit in the way I'm seeing it, and I kind of don't get why, but that's pretty much the point. Nonetheless, by morning, it's pretty much as some pig. Everyone gets attention by it, which I guess actually aspire making words in a web in a whole sentence actually is kind of surprising. But dang, the whole entire town shows up for it. Nonetheless, it's interesting, but everyone soon gets bored of it, and then it gets wrecked by a fly. So eventually, they have to come up with new words. The animals actually agree to help. Templeton doesn't, and pretty much Charlotte actually tricks him by saying there's a half a sandwich over there, with a cat actually over there. And Templeton has to run into its holes quick. That part was actually hilarious. That wasn't nice, Charlotte. Perhaps the next time we call a meeting Templeton, you see fit to attend. Now, nonetheless, what happens here is that pretty much they all pretty much start going over there again, where this time Charlotte makes a new word called terrific when the geese actually give 3. Of course, Charlotte cuts it down to 1. Everyone tries to spell it, but they get it wrong. Charlotte's the one that gets it right. And pretty much again, that causes more interest. But then again, at the same time, after everyone got into it, they got bored of it, so they had to find a new word, which was pretty much radiant that Templeton got. But radiant action were radiant, where Wilbur started doing a bunch of tricks and everything. Because of this, Uncle Homer decides to actually take Wilbur to the county fair and hopes to win a prize. Now, for something that I didn't know, I actually found there was a deleted scene here where it pretty much showed the little geese being kicked out and pretty much set to the barn. But like basically what happens here is that basically he gets some and his mother takes him to the pond with the other ducks. The only problem was I could never find the English version for that part. So yeah, I don't know exactly what they're saying, but I know that's what happens. So nonetheless, they head to the fair. Charlotte is making a web again, and by nighttime, for the last time, Templeton actually goes out and finds something for Charlotte's web, which was Humble. The pig right next door is next to Uncle, another spring pig. So nonetheless, that's what happens. Charlotte, the next day, Humble has already been made, and she has an egg shed. 514 children. Everyone's happy, but Charlotte's a little depressed, sad, because what's going to soon happen to her. But we'll get into that later. Donovan and Tim comes back fat as ever after all the food he ate, which we did get a song from known as the Fair Song, actually twice. But still, nonetheless, Wilbur, pretty much everyone. Turns out Uncle Pig actually pretty much won, and not Wilbur, but the mayor actually found how much everyone was interested, so he decided to give his own prize, which was actually a medal instead of a ribbon. But that was actually great. We get a little parade and everything, and then Wilbur scored back to his pin. Where pretty much Charlotte and everyone else have a little talk, and when Wilbur's happy to get ready to go back home, Charlotte actually has to confess that she's actually going to be dying soon. And, well, that causes Wilbur to be upset. Charlotte referenced the song Chin Up again by saying Chin Up. But she's still upset, so Wilbur asks Templeton to take her eggs back to the pen, so that way they can actually hatch back in the barn. So nonetheless, Charlotte actually dies after singing her last song after thinking all the moments they spent together, from the beginning of the movie to where we are now from every scene we got. Now, nonetheless, Wilbur pretty much eventually gets back home and everything, and pretty much puts the eggs in the egg sack. By springtime, they all hatch. All of them pretty much leave except for 3, who pretty much all get the names Joy, Nellie, and pretty much Arania. Nice names, I'll give them that. Now, nonetheless, pretty much it shows, and pretty much that's how the story ends. So, okay, what do I think about this movie? Story? I think it's great. Great, a good, simple one. It's really nice to sit down and watch too when you just want to relax. For comedy, jokes, and everything, okay. I mean, they're not really great that make me laugh, but I personally do find the Charlotte one where she pretty much tricks Templeton to go and said almost gets killed. I think that was actually kind of funny. And pretty much, songs. Now, I have to admit, the songs I really do not like was both the I Can Talk song and the Charlotte's Web song where she was actually making the web for some pig. The song for some pig was just, well, I don't know exactly what it's called, but Charlotte's Web, that's what they say. It sounds too Halloweenish, like for a kid's horror movie, and I don't think it matches up to the way how the story goes. Nonetheless, we pretty much, in the I Can Talk song, it doesn't really have good, like, lyrics, and I think it was just like, maybe if he just said I could talk. As for like when we got lots in common, it's kind of weird how they transitioned just from talking to actually singing, but it was still good, but I don't think it's really any close to my favorites. the first song we get in the beginning of the movie, where Fern starts saying, "It's okay, I guess," for showing how close she is to Wilbert. All the Charlotte songs I think are good. My personal favorite is the Chin Up song. It's a song that actually can help me feel relaxed if I'm in stress or something. Now, nonetheless, characters, Temperton is definitely a funny one, but I think Charlotte's definitely my personal favorite. Every voice dialogue is kind of great with her. How she talks, how moves, and everything. I think she has the best character of all. Wilbert, he starts off small in the beginning, and then when you see him at the end, he's humongous big. I mean, see the difference how he was when he first came to the farm, and then he actually pretty much went at the end when Charlotte's 3 kids. You would notice how big he got. Pretty much what this movie actually does try to show is like that characters, like things change and everything, they don't stay the same. Which this movie actually did that. Instead of keeping things the same, they changed things up as the year went by, because this movie takes around like a whole entire year around, from like the beginning to spring to end back beginning to spring thing. Something like that. Henry and Firm, those two characters, we don't really get to see that much, but we know enough about them. Like they first start off not that close, but then they do get a whole lot closer at the end. Who knows? They're probably starting to become really close friends. Even might be dating after the movie. But nonetheless, that's pretty much it. Wilbert, I have to admit, had like the song I only think he was good in was Locked in Common. Then again, I really can't say that much, only because he only got like 2 songs in. Every other song he was in was pretty much he was just there for. Charlotte's songs were pretty much with the changing. I do like again. But nonetheless, I do think she was pretty much a good character. So, what do I think about this movie with the rating? I'll give it 8 out of 10. Reason why, simply because it's great, but it's not really the best I have ever seen, but I do think it's great. Nonetheless, not a really terrific or radiant, but something definitely great. I was surprised by the voice actor she was willing to do this for free with the one who voices Charlotte I mentioned again. But still, nonetheless, I do think this was a good movie. Anyway, I hope you all did enjoy this. This is Judging Game 44, signing out. Until then, I'll see you all later. Bye!